Hey, Steve Horvath coming here to. Wow! I've been at this sports show a long time. I'm here at the Greater Philadelphia Sports Show, 3rd annual. It's here from February 16th to 19th out here in Oaks, PA. And I'm here with a real live professional bass guy. He fishes the BASS Open Circuit. I'm here with John Hanson, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about what it's like to be a professional bass guy, some of his favorite stuff, and he's going to talk about the upper Chesapeake Bay where he likes to fish. I'd like to welcome you here, John.
Thanks, Steve. How you doing?
Great. I guess my first question is, what are you doing trying to fish professional tournaments? Is this was it a childhood dream? What was it? What pushed you there?
I'll tell you what, to be perfectly honest, I kind of hated fishing as a kid growing up. Me and my father would fish once in a while, and it was a good time to get out with me and my dad, but my dad was a luxury fisherman, so, if we caught a fish, it was just a bonus. And, I really wanted to learn how to fish and get better at it. And when the economy tanked a few years ago, work got slow for me. So, I basically stole my dad's old aluminum boat and took it out there on the bay because it's only about 5 minutes from my house right off the Susquehanna River. And I started fishing. I met a couple guys from the Federation, and they taught me how to fish. And I entered my first tournament and won some money, and, man, it went all downhill from there. It was just I could remember watching the Bassmasters with my father.
Right.
I can remember sitting there watching Hank Parker and just hanging out watching fishing shows. And once I found out that there was a technique and a key involved into catching them, and I was good at it, I wanted it, and I wanted it bad.
Well, you know what? We've got something in common. I started my bass fishing career, and it was all downhill from there, and I mean downhill. Actually, I used to love tournament bass fishing. It was a real passion for a long time. Now, you're on the upper Chesapeake Bay, and it sounds like you're somewhere over by Havre de Grace.
Yes, I live in Street, so I'm about 5 minutes from the Conowingo Dam.
Okay. Tell me what's going on down there. I mean, you guys got not only largemouth fishing, but you guys get a good striper run, all kinds of stuff there.
We get stripers, we get largemouth, we get smallmouth. I mean, you can map your day out depending on what you got going on. And I'll tell you what, it's awesome fishery to be able to run 20 minutes one way and catch largemouth, and to be able to run 20 minutes the other way if the largemouth aren't biting, and pick up those smallies that are a lot more aggressive. You're not going to get as big a fish, but you'll catch fish.
Right.
And then when that springtime hits and you get that springtime run and the fall runs of the rockfish,
right.
I mean, I've been out there at times throwing crankbaits and swim baits, and you are just crushing rockfish left and right. And I mean, that is just awesome fishing.
Not to mention, a lot of times these rockfish hit your crankbait anyhow when you're bass fishing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I fished one tournament. I was fishing braided line, and I was slow rolling a spinnerbait, and I was out in front of one of the islands right there at the mouth of Susquehanna, and I rolled across the big rock and come on the other side, and I caught a 36-pound rockfish. I mean, this thing was a giant rockfish. And when I caught that thing, I set the hook. Well, on braided line on a spinnerbait, I got the drag set as tight as it'll go. So I had the drag set tight. I set the hook, and this thing just started peeling line.
It suck you right out of your sneakers.
I was like, holy cow, we got a monster on here. And we did. And,
was it a tournament?
Yeah, I was in the middle of a tournament.
So you shot half your day fighting a 36-pound striper.
It was worth it. I didn't care. It was worth it. But, yep.
Now, as fishermen go, everybody has a fishing style.
Yep.
What's your fishing style? Are you a finesse guy, a power guy? Do you like to flip, pitch, top water, drop shot?
I've only been fishing for 4 years period on a tournament level.
Right.
And I'll tell you what has led to my success fishing is I really don't have a style. I have jumped on board with these pros, and I've had a lot of guys help me out fishing and have taken me out fishing and done one-on-one training. And the key with me that I'm really good at is I keep an open mind, and I can adapt and change quick. I can learn how to fish a drop shot effectively fast. I can fish a fluke fast. So right now I've been really, really enjoying finesse fishing, but that's right now. I go fish my tournament at the end of the month on Lake Norman and the end of March, and it'll change for me. And then I'll be on that bait for a little while. So, that's what's led to my success.
I got to tell you, though, John, I mean, you do have some style. I mean, you got the cool cut. You got the sunglasses hanging there. I'd say you got some style.
I wasn't expecting this today. I came up here for the show just to hang out,
Right.
and Lou was up here, and I talked to him for a minute. And he said, "Come over and do the show." So
Right.
I don't have jersey gear or nothing on. So this is just how I roll.
Oh, so this show's clothing optional at times too. So whatever happens, pretty much happens. I like what you said though, and it sounds like one word for you is versatility.
Yeah, you have to be versatile if you want to be good at this game for sure.
Absolutely. And it's funny because I talked to Denny Brower one time a long, long time ago. He was actually still young. So was I. And I said to him, I said, Denny, what happens when the fish aren't biting a jig? He says, I catch them on a crankbait or something. I said, but you're a jig guy. He goes, to fish at the level that I fish, you need to be able to catch fish on every bait in the tackle box.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And something tells me that when you're down in Lake Norman, one of three things is going to be tied on. It's going to be a suspend and jerk bait, or it's going to be a drop shot, or it's going to be a shaky head.
There you go. That'll be the last one. It'll be the one I'll be leaning on.
I'm thinking cold water,
yeah.
And I'm thinking spotted bass are going to pay big dividends down there for you.
Well, if the temperatures stay the way they are, and the temperatures have been really warm this
winter,
winter,
going to the banks?
They are going to be spawning hard.
It could be. It could be. John, I'd like to thank you for coming once again.
Steve, thank you for having me.
Anytime. Hey, we're here until the very end of the Greater Philadelphia Sports Show, February 19th. After that, it's all over with, and you got to wait another year to see me.